watching HCAM's public channel, where you can keep up with the latest events happening in Hingham and our surrounding communities. For more community-related programming, tune in to HCAM's educational channel on Comcast 22, Verizon Fios 29, and Government Channel on Comcast 9 and Verizon Fios 30.
Well, tonight we have a series of events in which we have a great band. Michael Dutra, who's one of the best Sinatra singers anywhere. And matter of fact, he was born on Frank's birthday, December 12th, 1915. So he has a very special connection with Frank Sinatra. He performs in over 250 venues throughout the United States. And he keeps the legacy of Frank Sinatra alive, performing in concerts and also in clubs with his own band, the Strictly Sinatra Band, which is made up of some of the most accomplished musicians in the New England area. They play all the Sinatra arrangements, and Michael Dutra sings all the songs made famous by Frank Sinatra. So it's basically a dance event, but more than that, it's a tribute to Frank Sinatra because he's the key to this event.
I've been running these dance parties for over 15 years, but once before with Bill Marlowe, we ran several, but with Ron Della Chiesa, the best guy in radio, Radio Ron we call him. This is our 98th dance together. So in the fall, we're going to celebrate our 100th Strictly Sinatra dance party. So we're very thrilled about that. We advertise it on Facebook. We advertise it through our constant contact, and then I put the list together. And usually we have probably about 200 guests of ours who are thrilled to be here and have the time of their lives. People like to dance, people like to be with new people that they're going to meet along the way, and people have a wonderful time.
We've had a tremendous response from people who love to come down, get out, and listen to Frank's music. Some of them grew up with it, they fell in love with it, they danced to it, and there's a whole other generation of young people who are discovering Frank Sinatra's music for the first time.
So what drew me was the fact that Jane's parents are huge fans of Sinatra and they listen to the radio show all the time. They kept her in the loop regarding the performance tonight. I asked her about 1 million times if she would come with me, and now we're here.
Yeah, my parents went to the Valentine's Day one along with my aunt and uncle, and they were so excited about it, and they told me about this date and some of the future ones, so I was like, ooh, that's something I definitely would be interested in.
Well, it's simple, the Rat Pack. You've got Sammy, you've got Dean, and you've got Frank. It's ageless music. Since I was a boy, my parents loved that music, and my children love it too. Everything from the summer winds to anything that the Rat Pack will sing, it's intergenerational music.
Well, I've known Ron for 6 years. I came here 6 years ago for the first time, and I was just astonished by, the Frank Sinatra sound. The first time I saw Michael Dutra actually bring Frank Sinatra alive was just awesome to me. It brings me back to a time of sophistication, elegance, glamour. I mean, these songs you take in your heart forever. You remember every word of it, and it's something that you can sing forever. It's It's just great. And I love Ron. There's no better host than Ron Della Chiesa. And his knowledge of Frank Sinatra just draws you in. You know, you just want to know more and more. And 6 years ago, he asked me to just be part of his team, and now I'm the hostess with the mostest, and I love it.
Ron Della Chiesa is to music is what Ted Williams is to baseball. Robert Kraft is to football. Ron's been in the radio business for over 50 years. He's acclaimed as one of the best and nicest people in the business. Ron was with Boston Concert Network, WBCN. Most of his career has been with public radio. As a matter of fact, we're doing these shows in cooperation with the WGBH educational networks. And he does the best and was the best in playing the best of the pop, the cool, the swing, the jazz, and the modern tunes.
It's been 21 years. We're on WPLM Easy 99.1. It's on every Sunday night from 7 to 2 in the morning. It starts off with Strictly Sinatra, then 10 to 11 is Frank and Friends. A lot of it has to do with the fact that his music is so timeless. You know, he had a career that went on for about 8 generations, and he affected the lives of just about everybody who heard him and every singer who heard Frank Sinatra.
We're on the road to romance, that's safe to say, but let's make all along the way.
Being a fan of Sinatra, went out to meet Ron Della Chiesa one time and told him about my band. And I said, my band's the same name as your radio show, Strictly Sinatra. And we became friends. We started, recorded a couple of things, a couple of commercials, and it's the rest is history. We've done a lot of work together over the years, and it's a lot of fun, and it's great to be working with Ron. As far as New England goes, yeah, he is the Sinatra guy. Okay, I've been singing Frank since I was about 7 years old, and you know, just always sang. And you know, with my dad when I was a boy, we'd sing the songs together, listening to the albums. I'm going back to the early 1960s, and about 20 years ago, you know, I've always loved to sing, and I've always gone to see other singers, and I've always said, this is something I want to do. And I said, and when my mom passed away, I had an epiphany. I said, you know, she lived her life, but she didn't do anything she wanted to do. And I said, well, I want to do what I want to do. And that's when I pursued the music business on a full-time basis. And I never looked back, and I'm very thankful. And it's a blast. It's a blessing in a lot of ways. There's a lot of similarities between Frank Sinatra and me. We're both left-handed. We're both 5'8". We're both born December 12th. So it was meant to be, in my opinion.
Like the man sing one more time. Nice and easy does it.
Well, actually, Miss Louise Palladino came down to Rhode Island once to see my brother's band playing at a place called Park Theater. And I got up and did a couple of songs that night, and she said, you have to meet Ron. You've got to come to the next show. And I said, I'd love to. And she said, they're just going to love you, and they've been wonderful. And I've been doing this 5 years now. Every 3 months we have a dance party, and I'm so happy to be here. It's always a pleasure.
The summer wind came blowing from across the sea. Laying there to touch your hair.
Well, as you can see, it's a beautiful place. We got a great dance floor here. We got a dance floor. We got people can sit up here. The view is spectacular of the golf course. The sound system is great. It's just a perfect venue for something like this. The music really resonates. It's so infectious. People want to get up and dance to it and sing along to it and have a wonderful time.
We're in a fabulous facility. Up here is called Raphael's Banquet Facility. Matter of fact, my daughter had her wedding here, and everybody said how great the food was for a function. Matter of fact, Ron Della Chiesa married my son-in-law and my daughter. He was, that night, was in charge of that. And now, downstairs separately is the Greenside Grill. Great restaurant, great food at the South Shore Country Club.
Well, we've been here many, many times over the years, So you get to see the regular people that come and see us time and time again. So we created a lot of friendships. So it's nice. It's nice to see people, especially when you don't see them for several months, and then we have the event here, and it's usually a sellout. I think tonight just sold out, and it's just it's exciting to see old friends get back together again and enjoy the sound. We always try to bring in, the beauty of this is Sinatra recorded over 2,500 songs. So we're never at a loss for bringing in a new Sinatra song every time we come here. That's what we try to do.
I love that about this. And this is one of the reasons why I love doing it, because I get to dress up, be formal, do little black gloves like they wore in those days. Everybody's formal, everybody's dressed. It's in respect to Frank Sinatra also, and to his music. We come out and we dress up, and we're happy. We're so thrilled to be able to do this and carry on the legend.
Well, what I like, it's a Sinatra event. It's a throwback to actually the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So people can go back to remember, shall we say, the good old days. People get dressed up, or not, and they enjoy the Sinatra sound. I call it traditional America. Maybe I sound too conservative, but it's the music that I love, and it's always a joy to as a musician, throw a party and have people come and dance, and sometimes they sing along with us too.
Well, I'm the host here, and I go around and welcome everybody and make sure they're comfortable. And if they would like a song to be sung, I can go up and ask whoever's singing. Like tonight we have Michael Dutra and the Strictly Sinatra Band, who's just phenomenal. If there's a song they'd like, to make sure that, their experience here is one that's just awesome and that they come back. Anything I can do for them. And I'm Paparazzi Lou too. They call me Paparazzi Lou because I go around and I take the pictures and I post them on Ron's Facebook so everyone can see themselves and just other people can see what a great time we have, because we've become a Strictly Sinatra family. And that's what's important. And we share this music, and it's important to keep this music alive, and that's what Ron Della Chiesa does every single weekend with the Strictly Sinatra show on today's Easy 99.1. He brings Sinatra back.
Well, you'll see dancing, frivolity, smiles, laughter, people nodding their heads, excitement about the music. It's just a general air of being with people who are of like mind, who love the same music. And it's not only going to be Sinatra, it'll be some other music, but people of the same ilk that are enjoying sitting at tables, enjoying themselves out for a Friday night. They're going to have a wonderful time, I guarantee it.
Just, the people that you meet, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of good friends. We like all kinds of music, actually, and to dance together, and we've been here many times.
That's a big part of it. Besides listening to Sinatra music, seeing Mike Dutra, it's friends. It's so many friends, and we can talk to them about what we all love in common,
I think I've been listening to his music since, it might sound like cliche to say, but since I was born. My dad used to blare it on Saturday mornings to be it'd be my alarm clock to wake up. It's time to wake up and do yard work. It would just be Frank Sinatra, full volume, turned up in the living room.
Awesome. I was exposed to it through my grandfather, and he used to live in NYC when we were kids. We'd drive up there every holiday, and this is the stuff that he would play on his record player.
We're definitely going to dance. We've actually been practicing because I was a little nervous. So we practiced a little bit earlier this week. Yeah, we practiced some twirls and some dips. I've been listening actually to Frank Sinatra all week and getting ready for the dancing.
Well, one of the things, Hingham is a community that likes a lot of things that we're all about. They enjoy good music, they enjoy jazz, classical music, Frank Sinatra, opera, and I think this is an event that sort of brings and touches all of those people who want to come out of the house and hear live entertainment instead of staying around watching television all night and staying in the house. Getting out and sharing the experience of their love for music, in our case Frank Sinatra's music, with so many other people who have that in common. And it gives them a chance to not only meet those people, the older people who grew up with Frank's music, with the younger generation, and also meet new friends who like to get together and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Hingham by itself has several great restaurants, and they do have entertainment, but there's nothing I know in Hingham where you could put 200 people in one room and all leaving as friends when they didn't know each other before they came. Hingham is a great town here on the South Shore. Some great people. Matter of fact, we have about 20% of the people who come from Hingham, they're going to be here tonight. And so we appreciate their support from the town of Hingham and how wonderfully they accept us coming here 4 times a year, which we do.
It brings the community together, but and on another concept, we've done many fundraisers in the community and done a show for them, and we've raised money for all kinds of great charities, cancer, the Heart Association, to name a couple. And so as far as in the community, for an event where it's a fundraiser, yes, then it does help the community.
I'll start. She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. And loves the theater, doesn't come late. She never bothers the people she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp. There you go.
Doesn't like crap games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermines and pearls. Loves Nantasket Beach and the Paragon Carousel. That's why it's
I guess I take away the fact that it's a great job if you can get it. I mean, I'm trying to paraphrase what Ron says. This all doesn't seem like work to me. I enjoy myself. I go out and dance. I go out and have the opportunity to introduce I think the greatest guy in radio.
Every 3 months, Ron has a dance party like this, and looking forward to each and every time. We hope to be here for the next 10, 12, 15 years.
Just a great family night. There's not too many places you can go nowadays that it's a family night. You don't have to worry about the words that are in the songs, because the words that are in the songs are all about love and music and dance. And it's just and it opens, you know, conversation about a time and an era that families, they had dinners together. You know, on Sunday afternoon, everything was closed, so you got to meet your aunts, uncles, and cousins. And that doesn't happen too often anymore, because it's just hustle and bustle world.
Sinatra is an icon. Sinatra is very special, just having celebrated his 100th birthday. He was the type of guy that every guy wanted to be. A singer, an actor, but most importantly, Frank Sinatra was a guy that gave his money and what he earned to a lot of charities. So from a lot of ends, people love the music. They love his intonation. They love the songs that he made famous. They love Sinatra. So why? Because that's what the people like, and they've told us along the way. Ron gets, seriously, several emails every week of how they listened to him for 20 years, how young people under 30, under 40, we've got a couple of teenagers coming tonight. They love Sinatra. They love listening to the talent in here, and I'm going to unequivocally say this, is Michael Dutra is the best that there is doing Sinatra all over. We've heard them all. We've seen them all. And the Strictly Sinatra band is terrific. These guys seriously have a beat. I'm having fun. It's the best I can tell you. And but if people want to come to our next dance or future dances, they can go to musicnotnoise.com, or they can call me for 617-633-5100.
There'll never be another Frank Sinatra. There's only one, and he was the greatest. All we try to do is compliment what he did and to do it to the best of our ability. If they could take that away, that they enjoyed it, and we did the best we did, oh, I'm happy.
Good music is ageless. That's why we're here. It survives the test of time.
The best is yet to come.